Just a reminder, in case you missed it from the last round, I mulled to 4 and won. My opponent complained. They played a card that was clearly bugged, and instead of continuing to win anyway or continuing to play the game, I just scooped to it. They then played an Armageddon with no pressure on the board while I was holding lands, and they complained. Now, nothing against my particular opponent. A lot of people get stuck in that place, and I was stuck there a long time ago. But the way to get better at Magic, I think, A, would be if somebody scoops to a bug, you don't get to complain. And B, like, don't focus on your opponent drew better. Think about the things that you did and what you could change. Anyway, enough Travis evangelizing and talking. Words are hard. Let's play first. This hand kind of sucks, so I'm going to keep it. This is not a good hand for Powered Cube. On the play, I've at least got a turn 2 Accelerant, and if I draw another artifact, we can do something with the Academy. It's a fairly good hand if I draw the Mox off the top. Belfast, there's a lot of good draws is what I'm saying. That's why I'm keeping this. Like even almost land, like if they can't deal with a turn 6 Karn, and we should be able to get it on turn 5 with this hand, which is still too slow against a lot of people, but I mean, we put other cards in the deck with the idea that we would draw them, right? Like a Tinker off the top, all of a sudden Inky's out to say, what's up? The Mox, all of a sudden we can play a turn 1 Signet. Well, I guess I don't get to draw a card before I play anything here, so there's that. But, you know, Mox off the top, we could play that, we could play the Signet, we could do stuff, it would be good. I just want to play Karn. So does Dutch. Just let me play Karn. Ready? Slowly, gently. This is how you develop a mana base. Not really. But our opponent's not doing anything either. Oath of Disa. Did not realize that was in the cube. That's pretty cool. Okay, so they're doing Dargany things. That's probably one of the worst draws, in that we'd really like that to still be in our deck for a Tinker. But that said, it is, again, something we can ramp into, I guess. If we hit the Mox next turn, we can play Karn. So we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But kind of need that to happen now, I guess. That's not it. Alright, so we got the speediest of Karns. I mean, turn 5 Karn is okay, I guess. Can I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I can't even do that. We're just going to continue to get beat down by Yavimaya Elder. Karn on the board that can't defend itself is pretty poopy. Pretty poopy. So this will get me 2 mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I'm willing to just burn an Everflowing Chalice, I can do it. The other thing I could do is just make a giant Everflowing Chalice. And I kind of think I like that. Because then I can potentially do the Inkwell. Like, how big can I get this? I can get it to 3. And then I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 next turn. So we can just slam Inky. Yeah, let's do that. It also plays around like a Mystic Snake, which is easily something they could have here. This looks like a mono fair deck. Well, that's less than ideal, but I'm not going to stress about power. We can at least answer whatever they play by slamming Karn and exiling it next turn. But Mana Drain is kind of the worst scenario there. It's not a good thing in case you were keeping score at home. In fact, if he's going to just burn out an Ojutai here, we may be in a position where we have to take a hit from it and then Karn it, which means passing for another turn. Which I think means I can Duplican this. Then he attacks with Ojutai, I Karn Ojutai, we slam Inky, and we kill him with Inky. I think we can kill him before he kills this. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, its casting cost is 0. All he did was counter it, but I didn't quite catch that, how that was going to interact either. I can always play that next turn, so there's no reason to play it now. It's kind of obvious I've got something here if I'm duplicating the Elder, because this is to add terrible value, but I kind of just want your guy gone, and I don't want you to get the value off of it. So we built our own 2/1. But I think this leads me into a situation where we can potentially handle Ojutai, and then maybe kill him with an Inky. It's like we're gonna have to kill that, and then this will kill Karn, and then we can start hitting for 7 a turn. We may be in trouble here. I'm not saying that we're not. So I think we start with Karn and see if that resolves. We currently can't attack in, so there's that. But like a Mystic Snake or a Counterspell here just kind of destroys us. I don't think waiting actually does anything, though. Yeah, Force of Will ain't gonna do it. We don't really have a good answer for Ojutai, other than our Fly dude, which we can actually cast, or could tinker into. So that there is one answer in the deck. We're not just dead, although we're really close. Like if he just attacks with these 2 next turn and hits us for 9, I think I have to either draw that or tinker right now. I guess it's probably not what's happening if they're gushing. Maybe the answer was to stick Karn and plus it. That might have been a better line. Because then I've at least got Karn in play, and he's swinging at that instead of me. But like counterspells are a bit scary. That is not the droid we were looking for. Of note, we are dead on board if he activates the Colonnade. I think I'm still supposed to make him do it. But I can't interact with it. And I don't really care if he knows I have a Lodestone Golem in the deck. So I'm going to make him do it. This may get me to see another counterspell or something, but like Mana Drain and Force of Will, there you go. That's going to hurt a combo deck, which is sort of what we're playing. And there's a chance we get to see another counterspell here. I'm not really sure why you would want to counter it. What did he pick? Return target permanent to owner's hand? Which one? Oh, counterspell and draw a card. Okay. I can understand why you'd want to cast that, because that's, you know, just good to do. Right, well, I'll make them show me that they know what their cards do. We're a little more interested in spot removal here, like the Delve murder spell thing, as that's pretty good against man lands. We could consider something like a Necrotal, as that gets us back value of like killing a creature. He elected not to kill me, which is neat. It does give us one more turn to draw either a Tinker or the lifelink dude. Because he had the mana to do this, right? It's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, could have killed me and chose not to. I approve of that. I would do that every time if I was my opponent. I approve of that. I would definitely not kill me. I mean, maybe they've got a counter in hand and just never need to worry about it. What's interesting is I can get rid of the Ojita. I'm just dead to the manland if they remember they have it. I'm still going to attack first because they haven't interacted with... No, they'll just kill it with the Colonnade. Okay. Well, we're going to do stupid things with Recurring Nightmare then and see if they can figure out that they still win. I can't recast it, so if they've got like a remand or something, they got me. Again, I shouldn't have had the ability to do any of these fun things, but here we are. Mystic Snake! That is the literal worst. So I'd like to make our deck a little more proactive against a deck that's playing a lot of counter spells, but we really can't. This is where like playing aggro would be fun or doing something like that. And we really can't sort into that sort of deck. We could try like playing around them or something. The good news is that like Bribery is going to be great. Card advantage is going to be great. Tinker may be too fast for them to deal with. I kind of want to get the Academy Ruins in here, as if we go late and they counter some of my artifacts, it just gives me even more recursion. That's a bit counterintuitive with the Necromancy and Recurring Nightmare, though. I kind of like Lifebane Zombie to see if we can snab what's-her-face, Ojita. And I kind of like Murderous Cut. I don't think I like my artifact plan as much here. So like maybe Metalworker and Lodestone Golem have to beat it, and we're going to count on these to ramp with. That's a pretty bad ramp plan, Travis. That's not going to work. You can't afford to cut artifacts. You just can't. You just can't. Alright. So maybe Sphinx isn't what you need. There were a couple games there where you just like, if I draw this, I win. I mean, that stops an Ojita. Can't cut artifacts. Alright, Slimgar, you gotta go. I don't like this. It hurts. Don't like it. I just don't like this matchup, to be honest. Alright, Tinker off the top and we're in business. I'm gonna keep it. I don't think it's good. I mean, I guess the good news is they mana drained a zero cast a cost spell. But I mean, turns out Counterspell is still just good. I feel like I took half of an artifact combo deck and half of a reanimator deck and shuffled them together, and my opponent just has a legitimate control deck. And like long term, that's probably not so good. For us, it is for them. If you're in the opponent's shoes, it's great. But But we can still potentially do cool things. Like, I don't like the Leviathan in hand, though, because I really don't have a way to discard it. I guess I could discard the hand size. That seems terrible. There's an argument for, since I had nothing at all going on, saving that, but like Tezzeret off the top. Like they've got to start casting things, right? So I probably want to resolve this now while I can, and that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. It again makes the decision to play that last turn pretty stupid. All right, well, let's look at their deck. Shardless Agent into Enlightened Tutor. I like what you're doing. My opponent officially has the coolest deck ever. So we know that these cards are not in their hand and that they're drawing this one. That's pretty cool. I'm not even sure what we're looking for here. I guess an Academy, although that's not a terrible thing to draw here, I guess. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like land off the top and we can start doing things. Like Cascade puts them on the bottom of your library in a random order. So we know they have Oath of Nissa in hand, and these cards are on the bottom of their library. So until there's 15 cards left, 13 cards left, we know what they don't have, which is pretty cool. Until they shuffle. So they got the Mole Drifter. Okay. Maze of Ith is going to make winning with like a Leviathan pretty difficult. But it could make Karn resetting the game a viable thing that we could do. Alright, land, preferably Academy. No? Okay, they could easily have the thing that does the stuff with the place in their hand, so I'm gonna see if we can nab it. If we nab an Ojutai off of this, it feels so good. We also get to know what they have in hand. Hot sideboard tag. Okay, so they've got Wrath, Drifter, Island. Works for me. And no point attacking, so we'll just pass. What does Intimidate do again? Can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or creatures that share a color with it. So basically exactly that. That can block it. So we still know the bottom 14 cards of their library, which is relevant. And may as well keep building up Mr. Hang a Bee. Alright, Karn would like to play. They don't have Force of Will. So we can Karn and nab a Mole Drifter. We can Karn and start plussing it. Like it's going to take a while for it to get to 14, and we're not going to be able to hit them. So there's that. This isn't... it might be blocking. I think I'm supposed to just Karn the Mole Drifter and then see if we can get any value after that. It's like as long as he's not attacking, it's probably good, right? Like We'll just start plussing him from here and now nomming his hand a little bit. It'll take a while, but we can kill somebody with that. All we really know is that he has a Wrath in hand. And Karn has had fish and chips. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Thran Dynamo, you say? Are you playing upheaval? You're a monster if you are. Like, current plan is to plus Karn, eat the Maze of Ith, resolve a Leviathan, and kill him with it. It's going to take a little while, and it's going to be particularly difficult knowing that they have a Wrath in hand. The interesting thing about that Wrath is they don't have the mana to cast it, and we know at least 2 of their white sources are on the bottom of their library. So that could be interesting. Could be. Yes. Alright, you have an Ojitai. I see that that is a thing that you have. Academy says, would you like to play a lot of spells this turn? I would, actually. We're going to start... I could just exile the Maze of Ith and see if we can race them, but let's start here, because that means I get to keep Karn and eat their hand twice, and they don't know the Inkwell Leviathan is coming. Alright, so there will be no Wrath. So Inky may just be enough to get it done. They still kind of have to deal with it, but they can't untap both of our dudes. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan. So I would start the game with a Day of Judgment in play. That doesn't seem so great. Starting with a Muldrifter in play seems okay. Oh, you put them into the battlefield, so I would, like, draw extra cards? Sure. I almost took that Muldrifter, didn't I? I wish it was in my deck. Yar. Ojitai is so good. So this one of your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. So he's going to start getting to these cards soon, and this knowledge will be less useful. He's still less likely to have any of these cards than another card. He elected to hit me instead of Karn, which was an interesting decision. It probably means he's got an answer for Karn, because Karn will eat an Ojitai all day long. I mean, that's kind of what Karn's for. Is eating dragons and fish. Supreme Verdict, you say? Okay. Let's make sure we have the most little dudes when it clears. That really seems strange not attacking Karn there, if that was your plan, but maybe they have an answer for it. Otherwise, I will turn this game around. Having the metalworker in play doesn't actually do much, although I guess it does sort of put them on a faster clock. Interesting that they didn't use that. I'm wondering what they're going to cast that I can't handle with the Karn, but I may as well just keep playing stuff. Like, it's a 1-power attacker right now. I realize that's not the best use of metalworker, but here we are. Eugene. Well, you can get rid of non-colorless permanents. That's going to be pretty good against me. Yep. There you go. That is a thing you could do. Karn is not colored. Neither is this or this or this or this or this or any of my stuff. All right, cool. I was not sure we were going to get through that one, but it worked out that we did. Now that I've seen a few more Planeswalkers, I'm a bit interested in Silly God again. We've also got a bit of trouble with their counterspells still. Like, that's still a problem. That's still a problem. I kind of like the main deck and don't want to derp with it too much. I think I still want a Murderous Cut. Definitely still want to Ponder. Kind of want to fit Academy Ruins in there. We're playing Armageddon. I might should just sideboard in the Academy Ruins over maybe even the Diamond, although the Diamond's pretty hot. The Diamond is pretty good. Yeah, just run it back, Travis. The deck is perfect. You can't lose. I kind of want the Sphinx too. But I'm a monster. They're just playing a control deck. Let's kill them. I would also like to have a Duress in this matchup. These are all sideboard cards that I would like that I don't have. I was going to restart the game, just so you know. That was what was happening. It was just that was a thing. And here's an interesting hand on the draw. If he can't interact with it, I can do some fun stuff. Even if he can, I can necromate it back. Like I can, yeah, it's got Tinker. You keep it. Done. No more discussion. Like Signet off the top or Mox. God, the Mox would be absurd. Land is acceptable. Land is acceptable. Like, the Metalworker isn't even super strong for us right now, other than it's an artifact we can sack. That's all it's actually doing. Now, when do you sack them? If you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next cleanup step. Nightmare could potentially be a lot of fun with this hand too, but I think we start here. That should have gotten Force of Willed, I think, but so I don't think they have a counter. We've got to be a little nervous about a Mystic Snake here. All right, we don't got to be nervous about nothing. So I can do all the things I want to do here, right? So there's almost 7 mana. Like, I kind of want to save the Metalworker, because if I draw like land dude, we can do a thing. But I mean, I'm going to sack the Baleful Strix and get the Inkwell Leviathan here. This is the force of will test. Do you have it? You don't. Okay, cool. Well, how do you feel about a 7-11 Trampler? Because I feel pretty good about it personally. Like, Supreme Verdict sucks-ish. Except we can do stuff and things. I'm a huge fan of stuff and things. I know they're playing Armageddons too, which is like relevant. But if I can resolve Glen Elendra with a thing up, we're good. There's really no way for them to interact with this, so we're just going to hit for 7 because that'll be fun. Rawr! I'm not even sure Armageddon would be terrible for me unless they can go Wrath into Armageddon, but I probably should have saved the land so that if they counter this, I can know to hold it. All right, you get a lot of mana. That was a mistake for those of you playing along at home. It does set up interesting counterspell shenanigans where I can necromate it back and sack it to counter something, which is pretty cool. So if they don't do Wrath into Armageddon here, we should be good to go. And Wrath isn't that bad at all. Wrath is actually just fine. Because I can get him back. That's not a big deal. Wrath into Force of Will would be a problem. But it's only the Armageddon I'm nervous about. Okay, that's fine. And since they use 2 white, we're not likely to get Geddoned here, so everything is A-okay. So I think what we want to do is necromate the Baleful Strix. Draw a card. Then Recurring Nightmare. Get back our Leviathan and sack the Baleful Strix. So again, we're playing the what's up? Can you deal with this? Because every creature I draw is this. Okay, so if they've got a dude, we can do something about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can Karn him. He's probably just going to Force of Will it, but I don't see a compelling reason not to play Karn. I put it in the deck to play it. So while I am letting him use mana for his Force of Will, or Mystic Snake or whatever, like he can't chump with it. His only way that I know of to deal with this is a Wrath, so it's not like we're in terrible trouble. We can also take the snake and, you know, bounce back our Baleful Strix and do stuff and things. It'll be great. Alright, you got a Wrath. Maze of Ith would have protected him. That's interesting. So, yeah. I can duplicate, but not cast Recurring Nightmare in the same turn. I think with him having both of those, let's just land our Nightmare while it's relatively safe and pass with Murderous Cut up. Although the chances of me killing anything here is pretty low. I'm exposing this to a disenchant if he has it, but that's already good against me, and he's had opportunities to disenchant crap. Like the Metalworker, all of things of this nature. So if he slams something that we can steal, we'll steal it, or duplicate it. If it's an Ojitai, we can just wait till he attacks with it and murderous cut it. I should be able to do some fun things with the Recurring Nightmare and this too. Okay, you got me. I think I can still kill him with all of the things that we have. Maybe I'm crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. There's also the very real possibility that they just time out. Okay. I can kill him with that. It was kind of crappy to duplicate a Shardless Agent, but I just need 2 things on the board at this point. And with the Murderous Cut and the Treachery ready to go, this feels like the weakest of my plays. So let's take advantage of it. I'm going to hold a land just in case that Armageddon becomes relevant. It could. And I'll make him Mazavith me. Yes, we would like to use that ability. Not sure why he's not using the Mazavith. It's like it's not like you need the mana for something. I've certainly made mistakes with cards myself. That just doesn't do much, but okay. He could be at 13. He's playing around Triskaidekaphobia. That, or she. That must be what's happening here. That's the only thing I know of that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Let's get a land in the graveyard for the Murderous Cut if we need it. Like, they should be only taking 2 a turn. Gosh, sure, bud. That's a lot of cards. All right. Oh, I guess that we could have looked at this and known what they weren't drawing, which is interesting. So they're getting Oath. All right. There you go. You figured it out. Like, if they Oath into a critter, we can kill it or steal it. I guess a Planeswalker would be a bit of a problem. But we still know that we can draw Bribery and go get their Ojitai, because they ain't finding it. What did they get? Celestial Colonnade? Okay. That is a thing that you can do. And they got a Grim Monolith too. They've got a good deck. Like, the Colonnade's not super scary because we can just kill it. No point in playing more lands. This is the slowest way to kill your opponent ever, but that is sort of the gameplay that Maze of Ith encourages. It is slow. Very, very slow. Eugene, okay. Still doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it sort of does, but they're going to time out before they can kill me with it. Okay. I guess they can plus it, but I still think they're likely to time out before that really matters. Makes it a little obvious that I have a Murderous Cut, and I don't really need to keep it up right now, so let's just tap out for this. No reason not to attack. Like, you saw me scoop to a bug. I'm not going to scoop to time. You each have 25 minutes on your clock. It's part of the game, clock management. Unfortunately, it is in Magic Online, and you got to do something about it. Nikki B. This guy is doing all of the cool things, which is awesome. I'm going to take it back because that seems like fun. I could untap a bunch of lands, but don't really need to. I think if this game kept going, they probably beat me, and they may still be able to do it. A minute's a long time when you've got 3 damage a turn on the stack. If they activate that Colonnade, though, I can probably get out of it. It means they don't have much else. Like, what's Nikki B doing now? I guess stealing the Hangerback back? And probably leaving me without a way to kill them? I guess I could have Murderous Cut it in response. I'm just worried about dying to the Colonnade. That probably saves me more time, though. Yeah, I think I should have done that. Because I'm putting myself to where I'm taking 8 a turn, and that will kill me in 2 turns. And they can do that in 41 seconds. Whereas it would have been a little harder for them if I have a bunch of 1/1s. I'm alright with that. Mistakes were made. Lessons were learned. I'm not used to Murderous Cutting my own creature, but I think it was 100% the right call there. Like, that would have just let me block the Colonnade for, what, infinite turns? And as I learned in the finals of a PTQ this weekend, 21 seconds left on the clock is plenty of time. So yeah, I think we actually could have won that on time. Like, this deck was probably going to beat us. And there's an argument that I made some mistakes earlier with the Necromancing back the Baleful Strix. I got excited that it let me get the Leviathan and play that turn. Whereas if I'd taken the Archmage, Archmage plus Recurring Nightmare starts to do stupid things because you can sack it and keep it and get back more things and have counter spells, and I think there were lines that would have been way better here. That said, I'm mostly looking to have fun in Cube. We got to resolve Karn, we got to play an Inkwell Leviathan on a mold of 4 and annihilate our opponent. I'm happy with all of these things. Dutch is also happy with all of these things, and there's more coffee left, so it's a good day to be Travis. I appreciate you guys and gals tuning in. You can catch more hot magic action over on the stream, which is twitch.tv/Simulan. And I will see you here on SeemsGoodMagic.com next Monday. Have a good one, my friends.